Here I am, ready or not. Why are you here? Why are you here? So I'm asking, and at the same time, when you're hearing, are you hearing those words? So the words that one speaks, if you repeat it onto yourself, you would be asking the same question. You would be right there going, why are you here? Ready or not, here I come. So you heard it. So you're saying the character, the person, but you're repeating it. You're saying to yourself, you heard, here I am, there you are. I am ready and you are not. So if I don't write the words in this situation, you would not know if it's NOT or NKNOT. If I say not, here, I, just listen to the words. I didn't say listen to the phrase or the sentence, right? Don't listen to the phrase, don't listen to the sentence, just listen to the word. And even when you hear the word, as I've written, not, how do you know I don't have a chord and we're talking about a chord? I want to know, did you tie the knot or not? Why are the words so similar in sound? Why is pink for when we need red and white to create it? It's a very rare color, just like gray. Pink and gray are rare. Pink and gray. If you know another color, let me know. The thing about pink and these colors is it takes red, black, and white. So in this situation, we took the black and the white to get the gray. We took the white and the red to get the pink, in which these two colors are not like most of the other colors. Find me a color, and there are others. I don't know which ones they are. Okay. Where when you add white, it becomes a fader color. Let's say it's softer. But when you put white to red, you don't do what you do when you put red to yellow and say orange, a complete new word, right? It's another word, but yellow is not white. But when you do white and red, it becomes pink. When you put white and blue, it becomes baby and the same blue. When you put white and purple, but that's a little different, okay, it becomes a different shade, but there's a pink inside of it that if I should mix my red and white first, I'm going to automatically get the pink taking me over to purple. So what am I getting at? That every word we speak is on, and every word that we need to use is on purpose. The purpose came where? From creation. When they created the game that I share, because it's just a game. It's just a game. What I do here for entertainment purposes only. Anytime you participate in something for entertainment purposes only, should I take it seriously if it's for entertainment purposes only? If you don't take it seriously, you might be talking while the show is going on and nobody wants to hear you. For entertainment purposes only. When we speak to each other and we get a result and we're satisfied with the result, don't we all want to just be satisfied? The zodiac. Earth. If we changed our name for another planet, we would have never known the planet was Earth. At the same time, Earth is found on the ground. It's not like Mars. Does anybody find any Mars around here? Yes. Yes, we do. You know what we find? You can tell me more about this. That was commercialized. I want to know something that was commercialized. Commercial. And in the word commercial says ocean. It also says sky, but it's telling me a different kind of sky because it's not an E-L, it's an A-L. So one of the things about the A is it goes with the at sign. So what is this A actually representing? Right? When I create the capital A, it shows me. It shows me. Just shows me. It doesn't have to show you. But when I create, Let me see. Did I get this right? Right? Let me see. So, no, I didn't get that right. So when I create this, a letter, right? When I created that, I created that first. Then I created that second. So I'm actually seeing DC from the A letter. From the A letter, I'm also seeing two angle bars, and in the angle bars, I can create one angle bar to N and one angle bar to Z. The 14th letter, the reverse is the 13th letter, M. And this is the 26th letter, and the reverse is the 11th, the 8th letter. Sorry about that. The first letter, A. I don't know why I did that. That's really weird. So it becomes A1. So in creating this A over here, let me get this out of the way. So in the A letter, having two legs or two different angle legs, this is what we're doing right now. Okay, what am I doing? You just joined me. I'm going to just start this over just a little bit. From nothing, which is not nothing, it's something that I'm doing, not just for entertainment purposes only, because it's inside what I do is the science of the reality, of the actuality. Now, either A, you can say, I don't care, shut it down, or I want to watch, but where is it going to take me? Well, you know what? When I'm looking for 25 faces on a tree, where is it going to take you? Because your ego can outdo somebody else's ego and you can find them all. Look, I did it too. That I play Wordle every day for who? For me, for somebody else, and tell everybody else I did it. What are we looking for? What? My channel, for entertainment purposes only, is looking at base creation. Can you say it's more, what am I doing? It doesn't matter. Do I have to give it a name? Just to throw things around. I look at the zodiac. Why do I look at the zodiac? Oh, my zodiac sign. Oh, look what it says about my zodiac today. Is that going to change your life? The minute somebody says to you something, that is going to change your life. Whatever word comes out of somebody's mouth, directed or indirected at you, when you hear that word, it changes everything for the rest of your life at that moment, because the rest of your life is only at that moment. At every single moment, it is the rest of your life, because the moment is gone and your life continues, and it's that moment. If you made any direct change to the moments that come after that moment, that's what that word did. If I tell you, oh my God, there's a car stopping in front of you, you all of a sudden have to react. It changes your life. So when you say something in front of somebody else or to somebody else, or anywhere at all that somebody's going to hear, be careful what you say. It could be endangering. So we're going to get back to the A letter, and I'm going to get back to why I'm doing this. So if you've already been here and you want me to stop and just move on with it, I will. Is that before you build the house has already been built. Plain and simple. In fact, you can't even build the house, okay, without having a pre-imagination from something. Just 1 second, my door's open. You imagine something. You didn't just pick up a stick. What if you didn't have the stick and you couldn't think about building the house with a stick? Unless you were thinking about building the house with a stick, you wouldn't have any sticks, but now you got to think about going out to get those sticks. Now those sticks have to exist. So it exists. So something exists to say, hey, I'm going to build a brick house. Where's the bricks? You got to make the bricks. I didn't have to make the trees. I had to make the bricks. What did I have to do to the straw? I had to cut the straw. Was it a straw man? Oh, wait a second. Did the straw man come with no heart, no brain? What was the straw man missing? And there's a reason for all of this, because there's a story inside the science and finding out and understanding everything that is going on. The bricks didn't exist, so I made a house out of stone. Now, if the house was out of stone, would I make it out of mortar? And if I said mortar the wrong way, I would think of motor. Or how about mortuary or cemetery or death? So we have to, when we talk, there's so many things that are going on that we don't actually realize. And within everything that goes on, guess what? We have voices, we speak, we hear. If I told you certain words, you would never know what I'm actually saying. Insane, sane, the word just sane alone. So you couldn't possibly know. Even the reason for the fonts on these cards. So we're going to get on with this letter. And will I ever finish what I started? I'm not stopping till, like they say, till DDUP, till death does us apart. Is it until death does us apart? UDDUA. And you see, just in this, right? And should I put the letter T? T and D, there's a, you ever see, I have a letter. Letter, Letter, or is it Ledder? And if you have a letter, is it a red letter? Because the letter backwards, okay, LET or TEL, telling who what, from when you receive the letter, you write it backwards, okay, it becomes T, TER. TEL, sorry, I have to write that down. LEDDER. You see, the T is at the gate, and the 4D is the area space within the gate. Where do I get this information from? D is the fourth letter in the alphabet. Two of them together, I can divide them equally to both sides. Fourth letter, 4 times 4 equals 16, and 8 equals to a total of 24. The number 24, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, will create the numbers 8 and 6. Now, my toys that I play with are right over here. This is one of my toys. Now, I'm always seem to be missing my other toy. And then one of my other toys. I can pick up the telephone and show you the other ones, or the on the keyboard, or the ATM. They all have information that will tell a greater part of the story. And I know it's very tedious what I do. It's very long. I'm actually haven't gone anywhere, and you're still here. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to just go on and show you what's going on. But I think it's more important that it's understood what I'm doing. I think it's very important. I mean, you can just say, hey, wow, yeah, hey, wow, yeah, hey, wow, yeah. But my end result is that every single word that has ever been created is created for a reason, so that it can go in conjunction with other words. No, because it was being built. Something was being built. The words are building things. We see them as words. They're building sentences, and we were able to choose by the words, or react because of the word, or the sound. What about just a sound? What if there were no words? Should we go to basic before anything and talk about sound? Or is it vibration? Or is it that my ears hear? Is it on purpose that the word HEAR and EAR go together, but not the same with my I see? Now, I see, think about that. I see. Now we're going to put that aside, because that's I like that. I see. Because when I see, you're thinking, right, it's the letter I with an S-E-A. No, I mean S-E-E. So why are there two E's? Why start with the letter S? Are we starting with the letter S because the eye in the sky is the moon, and the S is only created through the manufacturing of the eye in the sky? How so? Well, apparently, man on the moon doesn't mean much. Man on the moon. What number does man get? Well, boy ends at 13, and we have the party when the boy reaches the age of completion of 13 years, starting on the 14th year, the bar mitzvah. M-I-T-Z, like Jehovah, right? And bat mitzvah, like Jehovah, up I go. into the IT system. So we have man also. The word man is also 28. When you multiply 28 times 13, it equals to the 364 days of the cycle of 13 moons. The year that this boy becomes of man, reaching the end of the age of 13 and starting into 14. 2 and 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 3 and 1 is 3. Woman is 38 and 28. 1 and 2. And the woman's bat mitzvah begins at 12. But 38 becomes 6 and 6. And again, you have 12. Woman. Also says gold, also says club. 10 and 11, 21. 28 and 13, 31. Man gets the cube. The numeric value for the cube is 31. And here's where the S comes in. 1 times 3. 1 times 3 equals 3. 1 plus 3 equals to 4, equals to C, equals to D. Now we're going to understand what I was talking about before. That A comes in to create it. It comes together. Now what happens next is 3 times 4 equals to 12. 3 plus 4 equals to 0, 7, equals to a total of 19S. And what happened in all of this? You got the L, you have the G, you have the D, you have the C, and you have the S. But when you get the S, okay, we have to bring this now to another level. In fact, all of this is going to go to another level. We have to multiply everything. Oh, did we do that? Yeah. We have to multiply this again by 3 and 4. 3 and 4 bring everything to full formation. What was a good one, Tammy? Please explain. I just missed it. What happens over here is the 12th letter is L, the 7th letter is G, and the 19th letter. But the French, and I wish we can write all together. The French say 19 saying 10. The French say 10, 9. They do not say a 19 in one word. They separate it. And when 10 comes to life, it's A, B, C is 6. When you add D, 1, 2, 3, 4 equaling to 10, you have went to the resh, Why to the resh? Because I turn this cube 180 degrees to get there. To get to all my 7s, I have to go the Third Reich. Every Third Reich is a cube. 3 Reichs, 6 Reichs. What is a Reich? I like to say resh. It's a Hebrew letter. It's the 20th letter, also noted in the English language to be T, and it becomes that gateway. All the other turns are I, because we're only turning it on a 90-degree angle. Every single one is a 90-degree angle. So we're going to go 1 back and 2 back, 1 1 and back, 1 1 and back. So there's 4 sides. 4 by 9, 360. You flip it over the other way to the other side. Now you start on this way. Now you got 4 sides again by 90, 360. And now you flip it again onto this side. And you start on each side of the dice, 180 degrees, this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. You have to do, there's 4 sides. I'm going to show you this again. I hope you can understand. Here's a side. The 6 will touch 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get to your whichever one you want and you end on your last one, you have gone 4 times, right? You went from 6 to 5 to 3 to 2 to 4, 180 degrees. Now you can do your next 4. So you're always going to have 180 degrees. The 18th letter is resh. The 45 degrees, 4 plus 5 equals to 9. And that is, I think, is it yod or tate? It's tet. Yod is 10. So I'm trying to see if I'm keeping this story in order, because it all, okay, yes, I see, and I see is the third letter. Thank you very much, because IC is when it begins. The C is the third letter, and it begins by a prime number 11. That's where C begins. C begins at 11. What begins at 10? 1. What begins at 20? 2. What begins at 30? 3. What is the reason for this? In star system math, we multiply and add, and it creates a star. I cannot multiply and add 10. I can only end up with a single digit. And also noting that on 10, we had already flipped the dice. The minute you get to the fourth one, you flip. And every time you get to the fourth one, you flip, because that's what the dice says. Now, the only time you're actually going to get to the fourth one, okay, is to understand one of these methods. 3, 6, 9, 3. 6, 12. Let me show you. It's very complicated. Everything is complicated. I'm not talking in order. I don't like it. 6, 12, 18, 24. 6, 3, 9, 6. 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 3. In this one over here, we will create this. Then we will create this, this, and this. When we get to 18, we're going to create this over here. We're going to create over here. That's what we're going to create. We're going to create I and H. These two are the only ones, and it comes from 13 and it comes from Jupiter, because they're both numeric value 99, is because 1 and 2 came together with 77. It doesn't matter. Any 1 and 2 with the same number, okay? These will always come together because 3 is your full formation. The way you do this, okay, in the dice, I'm going to just try and show you, see if I can remember what I did yesterday, right? I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Once I do these 3, I automatically have 2. So I'm going to do these 3 and then these 2. That's the way it has to work out. I had the piece of work yesterday. Can I find it? See, that's why I like to do this thing online, and everybody can participate. One dot goes between 4. One square goes between 4 dots. One cell goes between 4. One dot inside 4. One free space. This one is Earth, and this one is Mars. These are their numbers. 2 times 11, 3 times 11, because the beginning of creation begins at 11. I'm not sure if I can find what I want to show you, and I'm already spreading. Oh, I think it was over here. I think it was over here. So let me show you this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the deck of cards, okay, or a card, we're going to create something like this, right? 4 by 3 area, 4 by 3 area, 4 by 3 area. Then what we're going to do, actually, this is not the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to explain it this way. 1, 2, 3. I wanted to explain it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wanted to explain that. Did I get that 3? Yeah. I cannot put anything in the center here. So what I had to do is I had to do this, and that's the best I can do. But I want to put something over here and here. So the only way to put something over there and there, right, is look, all of a sudden, boom, A builder's code tells me I can only draw from corner to corner at every single time. When I draw the next one out, this is the reason for the dots. Here's one dot that started. Here's two dots. Here's all these dots that are starting to show up. I'm talking about the ends, burning the ends, right? So we do this, then all of a sudden we can do that. See that? Boom, boom. Is this shorter than this? Is this where the L comes out from? Now, can I do anything else? Or should I be cutting this corner off short, like the SIM card? So then we're going to do this. So now that I have that, I automatically can do that. So now we can now create a point here where we didn't have a center before. We now have a center. I wanted to keep, it's like over here, you see I have an end over here. I can go to the end, right? This is where I make a cell bigger. Imagine there was nothing but this. These squares right over here, if they weren't here, how would I be able to do this? By understanding how to do this. So when this is done, it means I need a minimum of these complete areas in order to create this. Is this the window of Mars? Let me take a look. Yes, that would be the window of Mars. That would be 4 different cards. So let me go back. I hope I can remember where I am. I'm going to get a little drink out of the fridge. I'm a little bit all over the place. There's so many things going on. It's like I have to sit down and explain everything. I just couldn't keep it in anymore. I'm usually never prepared. I'm going to get back to the A at the beginning of this video, and I'm going to go back to Tammy. Right, the I and the C is, see, the C is the third letter in the alphabet. It is from the creation of A and B. Now, when we count up, if we only have one window to work with, we're not working with Earth, we're working with the window. Once we complete the window, then we can end up with our 10, okay? And now once we get our 10, we can start speaking about Earth. And one of the reasons for that is because a single square, okay, when you're going to draw lines, you're going to go all around the square. Only Earth, the word Earth, right? The numeric value is 52. Mars is 51. So 1 cuts 1 line and 2 cuts 2 lines. Roman numeral is telling me what I can do. Yod equals yard. That's good. Okay, yod is yard. And yod in Hebrew, I think, is 10. And yod and tate. Remember that yod and tate, always very important. So anyways, when C comes together and creates 12, right? In order to create it, remember with 9/11, right? 9/11. Let me show you. I'm going to see if I can write this. I need to drink very quickly. So let me write this down. There's so many things going on here. You know, I have the vision. I see it. I see what's going on. Maybe if I write, no, I'm going to write this out here. Let me show you. First of all, everybody has to understand. Okay, but let me read the comments here. Here I am. There you are. Yes. Yes. Being born 21 days later. Well, the 21st day. Hold on a second. Every word you say just brings out just another story. Okay, because I usually don't see anybody that's on Facebook, but now I do, Angel, and I know you're here. Okay, thank you very much for participating, because I really like your work too, Angel. You're just, there's so many ideas, so many realities in there. So I wish I can do the 2 things. I just seen there's too much. There's just so much information. I didn't finish with the colors yet, so we're going to finish with this. I'm going to go back to the beginning, come back to the colors. Okay, here is the I. Now, where do we get I from? Is it ABC, ABC, ABC? Or is it A, B, C, D? Because here's where we turn everything over. Or is it D, C, B? Your decibels. 9, 10, 6. 9, 6, 1. 169, 13 by 13 in rotation of 33. A and B equals to what is C? Your 11, your prime number, is only prime because of what it creates. It creates 1 and 2 equaling to 3. If you're going to ask me, well, how do you get that? 1 times 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. It's a star system we live in. And if you notice on an ambulance, you don't see this. You usually see in the pharmacy, you'll see this and then this. And then maybe on the ambulance, you'll see this and this. And because there's many ways to do this star, we're not going to get into that. So this is what happens with 11. So 11 is created. But when 11 is created through 3, 3 to the power of 2 is 9. And you get the word K11, in which 9, the 9th letter, is involved. And that becomes your 911. 99 and 20 equals 119. The 4th year, February, the 29th day. This also recreates 11. 1 and 1 is 29, the IT system. But 1 and 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. It becomes 11. Now you start all over again. It's its own rotation. That rotation, the numeric value for Jupiter, is right over here. In order to create this, you need 4 times 20 plus 19. The 19 is a derivative that belongs into the moon, and it's also a derivative where man was placed. Man is in the moon. It's number 13 that goes into the moon. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 3 and 4. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 equals to 7 and 12, 19. It's 3 by 19, equaling to the numeric value 57. But at the same time, Heinz is 57, and the reverted math of that is Mars 51. It creates 18. Raish, the heavens angels in the sun, suntan. 3 times 8 equals to 54. The numeric value for passage in the sun is 54. It becomes the IT system, 20 and 9. And it's created 2 ways, and one of the ways it's created is it's backdooring itself to what is 19. How do you do that? You do that through this. This is the beginning of your 7th gate. 1 and 6, 7. But the crazy thing is, so ironic, that the numeric value of 1 equals 34. 15, 29. Right here, 29. The beginning of pi is also 29. And 5 is 34. But it becomes a 15 and 19 equals to 34. And it becomes, again, 6 and 1. Why? This is an even number, and this one is an odd number. O is the 15th letter, N is the 14th letter, and E is the 5th letter, N-E. Also, I'm quite sure you can tell me that is birth, right? And another thing, when you write the word, I mean, I'm going to get back to this because I won't forget that. $52 for Earth. And then you have what is 777 equals to 343 CDC. 777 equals to 21, 364. 13 bar mitzvah of man times 28 equals to 364 days. 7 times 7 times 7 equals 343. 7 times 7 is what will equal to number 63, as 49 and 14 equals to 63. And it's ironic that 11 equals to the numeric value of 63, which is what causes the letter R to exist, the 18th letter, and in the house of B.E.T. Bill Gates, the house of B. Gates. Where does this come from? 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, 27. I like to put B.E.T, but that is the gateway in the house of B.E.T. The 47
times 9 equals to 63 and 36. The numeric value for time is 47. The numeric value for energy is 74. All comes to the same equation because this is all nines. All this is 9. You can say what you want, what you see, but what you don't see is also there too. You have to count area space. It's all about construction. We're builders. Weight, the weight. Now inside weight is also 8. So you're going to end up with 23 and 49. And it's ironic that 27 creates 14 and 9 equals to what is 23. The word 8 equals to 49. The word weight, there's a lot of things going on. I didn't finish with this. This is what happens to Egypt over here. And what happens between this, it's going to create 17 Q. It's not really GA. It's actually D, like almost saying Gad. Because also inside 17 is what one piece of Mars. It's also a gateway, and it's relevant that it goes along with this 18, creating this. In the game of Baccarat, they call this a natural. And what's natural about this is our base creation is here. 3 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 89. We build bricks. First we have number 5. Then we have number 2. And we have the beginning of our first brick inside the TV. That's our first brick. When we continue to do bricks, and you notice that in order for the river to flow, you have to share and pass it downstream, streaming. Now, if we don't stream and we don't share, the information won't get out there. And that's why we need the new word of brick, because we're coming back in time, and we're coming back to the mortar. The mortar, the straw, the house, the brick, mortar, straw, wood, the wolf. We come back to red, ride, hood, apple. We're going back in time when Moses were building the bricks. We build the bricks through mortar. It took number 52, which is part of what is the gateway G and A, the gateway to Q. What is the gateway to Q? Is through the queen. You're going to find J or Jack. Why do we find J or Jack through Q? Because the reverse alphabet of Q is J, and it takes A, B, C, D to create it, and then Jack goes in and becomes DCB9 inside the birth, and you get 19 times 3 is 57, the numeric value for the moon, the passage in the Mars window. The reverse of Mars is 51, equals 108. 18, back to the house of Rach, inside the sun, the Third Reich. 10 and 8, A, B, C, D, creating DCB, and that becomes our 432 Earth vibration, in which also denotes that there's 1,440 minutes in a day times 3, equaling to what is 4,320. And when we add on the fourth one, okay, to complete it, the 1440, it creates 57, the numeric value into the moon of times creation, ABC. This 5760 is equivalent in Hebrew to the year 2000, and that's our reset. We flipped over again in the year 2000. You notice the spirit of 76, that slips its way in here, but this is not only 76, this is also a 9. 6 and 9, 2s and 5s, everything flips over and becomes what they are. I'm a child. We are the children of the Creator. We must take it as the children of the Creator. The murder is also known to be apparently
Murder is a wall. And the reason why murder is a wall, I'm quite sure you know already, that the wall in French is mur. You can also misinterpret it as being soft, so it might be a soft wall. When you have tar instead of tear, instead of earth, we're going to talk about Saturn. And the reason for that is one of the suns, okay, that when you say the word sun, the only letters that are missing after that is R-A-T, rat. In Saturn, S-U-N-T-A-R equals to, you can unscramble it and make Saturn. When you say the word mortar, the A-T comes together and it's in between R and R going at. Where are you at? It's R and R in between at. So when you're sending a letter, it seems like you're sending a letter to yourself on the other side of the wall, if you want to look at it that way. If you didn't understand, I'll explain it again. Bookends. I have an R on this side, I have an R on this side. When you send an email and you write the at sign, I see AT. AT is 21. 21 dots in a cube. Right away, you hold full formation on this cube. That's the way I see it. Since that is happening, all of a sudden, it's automatic to know that there are 33 empty spaces. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. Now you know you're in rotation because that's what the math is telling you. You're in rotation of 33. So now let me show you this one piece again, that when we had 52, right, which created 10 and 7, this over here from 18, right, we had the 18 and we had the 52. This one is going to create 8 and 9. So they're both going to create Q and Q. So both of them are reflective of the mirror world and Jack. The reason for Jack, the reason for Jesus, the reason for Jack be nimble and Jack be quick and everything to do with Jack is because for me, that is what it is. That's how the story matches up. So now we have 7, 8, 9, 10. Or how about 1, 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7, 1776 for no reason at all. It is what it is. 7, and at the same time, it becomes 7, 7, 7. 9 and 7 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 9 and 7 is 16. Becomes 7. And then it becomes 63 and 16. This one will recreate the numeric value to the moon and then the IT system because it'll go to number 19. If you want to know why, 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals to what is 42 and 13 equals to 55. When you multiply this, it's going to continue on to equal to 35, which will equal to 15 and 8 equaling to 23. It's funny because in this world, we're split right over here. We're split right over here at this number. This number over here will be 14 and 9. The beginning of pi is right here. The division between the two numbers are right over here, between the 8 and the 9, the heaven's birth. They both equal to 23. And pi begins 3.1415, 9265, 65. And it starts here over here by 8 and 9, which will create your base. Where's that base that I did here? Your 8 and 9. 17 and 27. 77 comes together in creation. Christ is 77. But if you take a good look inside of this, when these two comes together, that's Mars. So everything keeps reverting that it was Mars that created what is the planet Earth, or Earth what has created Mars, telling us we're on Earth, but we're in Mars pods on Earth, vice versa or the same. I need to get a little water. I'm going to come back. There's just so many things I'm telling you right now, and I don't like that I'm all over the place. In the Messianic day, we can count 360 days, so 2,000 times 360 is 7,200. At the same time, you can do that. Hi, Miss Watkins. I hope you're not welding today. I mean, I hope everything's going welding together. Okay, let it stick. The number of seconds in a day, 86. I have to remember where it comes from because the 72 is 36 and then it's 18, right? So we're back to 18 again. And what's ironic is that the center dot over here to the 8 that goes around, to the center here to the 8 that goes around. There are 6 sides. Times 8 is 48 and 6. 48, S-O-N. 84, Pluto. 54, the sun. Love is also numeric 54, and it's a 4-letter word in which there's only 2 letters reverse to 2 letters reverse in the word. It's very rare that you have a word in the alphabet that will have all 4 letters that are identical to their reverse. The other one is the combination of I and R, and I and R is the creation, is in the house of B E T of who we are. I am, that's who we are. We're Raish, born into the sun. Sun 10, sun tan. And also to note that 10 is number 39. Angel is number 39. Saturn is number 93. And the numeric value to recreate the numbers, the electric moon numbers, comes from that combination. Again, back to man. And it's all over the internet.
13 and 31 and 13. You notice there's 18 in between. There's 17 and 17 numbers in between, and 1 to connect. When you add up 1 through 17, it equals to 100 and just let me do this. 191. I'm just trying to think. 1 through 15 is 120. 120 and 33. Is it 153? 153, creation in Mars. There's 351 when adding 1 through 26. When you add 1 to 26, it's 351. If you take away the vowels, you get 51, and then you get 300 for the rest of the alphabet. Do note that the diameter of the moon to the 1440 minutes in a day to 1.5 is 2160. The payout in blackjack is 1.5 times your money. But you can look at it another way. It's 3 to 2. Remember that 3 to 2 we were talking about before? This is the house of B E T. 1 and 2, 3 and 6, 2 and 7. So the born into the sun in the house of B E T, and the bear she shall sleep. This is another rare word, okay, that where when you say 2 letters, it'll bring in the sound of both the A and the E, where the A, okay, is what is the equal to everything that is in D inside of here, because this is the 5, okay? It is the center, and it's equal to all of them. So this is your A, and altogether it becomes the E. E cannot be without A. E is with A, and so is R. And it also shows us on the cube that R, 5 and 4, 3 and 2. So 5 and 4 passage in the sun with 3 and 2, or if we want, we can use what is 6 and what is 3. And in this one, we're going to get 1 and 4. 1 and 4, 3 and 2, 5 and 4, 6 and 3. LOVE, 3, 6, 4, 5. They're the only ones that come 2 by 2. The 1 and 2 does not come 2 by 2, but the rest of them do. What am I talking about? Is when there's 3 dots here, there are 6 missing. When there's 6 dots here, there's 3 missing. When there are 4 dots here, there's 5 missing. When there's 5 dots here, there's 4 missing. Don't ask me. Ask everything we've been given. That's the truth. If you deny that this is a calculator, that they built it this way, that there's millions of you would say, have you seen this anywhere? Have you seen these numbers in order? Have you seen 9? Have you seen dice cubes before? Every object around here, or most objects, we can describe and do something with to recreate and understand the story that's within. This equals to 57. Remember, it's all number 4, right? All this is number 4. 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4. 1 times 3 is 3. So they're not only 4s, they're also 7s. They're 3 4s and 7s, but we don't need the 3. It's inside the 7. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. This is where our split and our division is, and it adds up to 7. And where is it? It's in the electric moon. We are the orphan children, and when you look online and you go orphan roulette, you look for orphan roulette, you go to images, and lo and behold, it might not say it the way you want to see it, but the whole world has to understand it. And you got orphelin, and you got orphelin, and you've got it here. And in fact, this whole page has already been marked out, and it's already told you this answer right over here. Look at that. Look at that. 22 is ape to earth. 61 is church. 91 is the spirit. 76 in the creation we are born. 7 is earth, number 52. Mars is number 51. 103, September. 103, Mercury. 5 and 2, 7. 5 and 1, 6. V11, V1. Yes, you can go L1 and L2, but now I'd be talking about the dams up north, or part of what is going on is connected to this in 7286, right? In the cycle of man, creation of in Mars. So when we do this, so big deal, right? Big deal. Big deal. Okay, it is a big deal because now we're going to go over here. And we are going to, let me see if I can find this here. Yeah, if you can read it. So when you count here, 21, 35, 66, woman, and 9 birth. 75, 40, 54 in the sun, 74 for energy in Jesus, 75 in the moon. 75, 6, 17, 76. 876, 21 the cube. 17, 51 in Mars. 57, 40 blue earth. 57 in Q. 1, 2, 5, 4, 9. 6, 7, 8 to a single digit. So it's not me. None of the information is me. The only information is me is I'll tell you what is me. The word is also Mars. I'm going to read the comments. I'm going to get back here. I want to try and answer any question and fill in any gaps that are not understood. Also to note before I go away from that, the hour in French is 57, but the hour in English is 47. Every time you go up 10, you go up one level. 10 exists in numbers in 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. 10 is not in 3, 10 is not in 6, and 10 is not in 9. 4 is in 3, and 4 is in 6, and only 1 and 2 is in 9. The reason for that is when you keep counting up numbers, keep counting them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th one, 1 plus 0, is the same as the first. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2 plus 0 is 2, is the first. 3 goes 3, 6, 9, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. On the fourth one, you start it over again. So right away, it shows you full rotation. Not me. The math did it. It's not a magic trick. I didn't trick anybody. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to come back. First, I want to look at the question. Okay, 720,000 days. Again, when you yes, there's been the number 80 and the number 40 have been played. 20, 40, 60, 80 have been moved around. And we have to understand it's been moved around. We have to put it back, and we have to see why it's been moved around, for what reason. So one of my mathematical equations to make everything perfect is to understand A, B, C, D. And one of the things is like this. Take any number you want. I don't care which number it is. Okay. And we're going to divide it by 3. Okay. So we're going to take, let's say, I'm going to make an easy number, 64. 64 divided by 3 is 21, right? We're going to do it like this. 3 times 21 equals to 63 plus 1. Now we're going to do, I want to get 64, right? And I want to get 66. But there's another answer for this. 3 by 22 equals to 66 minus 2. I want to get to this answer over here. When you're working with ABC, otherwise you're going to be right on the number. So we have to understand where it is, where the shift is. So now I don't want to work with number 66. I want to work with 67. But before I go there, I forgot about the next one. Since their polarity of 3 and 4 in the house of DC, because the 3 is C and the D is 4. And to note, before we were talking about 1776, right? See that 1776? Just 1 second. Boy, oh boy, I lost. C, right. Okay. Just give me a second. 1777. What was I? Oh boy. Okay, we're just going to leave it at that for now. So 4 times what equals to 64? 4 by 16 equals to 64. So I don't want to work with that number. I need to work now. If I'm going to work with 4, we're going to go now to 65. Maybe it's going to be an easy number. 4 times 16 is 64 plus 1. 4 by 17 equals 68 minus 3. So I know that when I'm working with 4s, I'm going to be plus 1, I'm going to be plus 2, I'm going to be plus 3, or I'm going to be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So I know right away I'm working with Earth. Here it's just going to be plus or minus 1 or 2. So I know I'm working with, I think that's the way it is. This is Mars, and this is the Earth. Well, it's related to the Earth Moon, man on the moon, this one over here. And this one over here becomes the male, and this one becomes the female, because the bat mitzvah and the bar mitzvah, 13 and 12 years old. So this will be the queen, and then you're going to talk about the number 8, and this will be the king, and you're going to talk about the number 7. Where to get that from? Deck of cards.
Dictation. They're dictating to me what to do. I don't choose on my own. 8 corners of the pyramid. Is that counting the point at the top? 8 corners of the pyramid. The kings, they are number 6 for their crown, right? You can do 6 and 5 and 8 and all kinds of stuff for the crown. You might need 4 of these to create 2 of these, right? Will create the hexagon, and 4 of them will create the octagon. But the thing is, the jack has 6 eyes. The king has 7 eyes. You see the 1 eye on this one over here? And the queen has 2 eyes on every card. The queen has 2 eyes on every card. Hat is slanted, 45 degrees. And everybody's representing the club, it seems like. See that energy going through that 6 star? I mean, I need people taking notes if you want to keep up to me, because I'm definitely not, and I know I'm behind. I jumped over a few pieces, but I'm going to get back to it. But remember, the pyramid always has a point at the top, mostly connecting all other points. If there's another point to a top of a pyramid, now you must separate. All points to a top anywhere, separate them and give new corners. Add corners, because that's what they're telling you. You can't have a point here and a point here and be the same pyramid. It's 2 separate pieces going inside of each other, almost like they were pixels. You know, apparently if you vibrate enough, you can put your hand through the wall, right? So we have to work everything in pixels, base creation. Moses, Noah, everybody was a builder. And everything happened up here before it happened anywhere else. And everything we talk about is only happening because it was created to happen that way. Even on one of my pieces that I'm working, I'm a little upset, because if you notice, let me see if I move this over for a second. When you create, see, here's all the stars. See the angle I have to put my camera on? And we have to draw it this way. One of the reasons I have to draw it that way is because I got a straight line here. So I got a straight line here. Why am I going to cut something in half?
If I'm cutting anything in half, right away I'm talking about the queen. If I'm going to do it this way, I'm talking about Earth. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to look at the N. I'm going to look at the Z. The N is this way. The Z is that way. This is number 5 and this is number 8, like in New Zealand. Very important. Now, the barring, if I just have the line like this, I'm going to be talking about the H. Or I'm going to have to turn it this way and talk about the I. So now we're understanding that we switched angles. So now there's something else going on. There's a whole other story. There's tons of stories going on. So let me bring this back down over here. So we were over here on this. We ended up with 126. I don't remember where that came from. Oh, yes, when we count the alphabet 1 through 26, right, it equals to 351, right? I put 153. Where did that 153? I forget where it was, but do note that only the one, right? There's only one side that comes together, 135, and that says ACE. 51 is Mars. 13 is where man comes onto the moon, the house of DC. What is DC in the word house? Did I write the word house somewhere? Did I write the word house? It just so happens that the numeric value per house is 68. And they call it, we're going into the big house for 25 years to life. Well, that's the gateway to the numeric value of Earth. And the dividing value of Earth inside the day and night is right over here. 2 times 4, 8. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 and 8. And you know what the payout, right? In order to pay out, you must put down Mars to win Earth in 6 and 8. And when you get this, you get electric company. 5 and 3 comes with the dividing gate. 5 and 3 is a cap. It caps this number. 5 and 3 will create 10, 10. Once you create 10, 10, you're back to your 11 creation. Your prime numbers are not prime of what you think. They're more than prime. It's because they're a base for creation of your single digits. I'm going to read what's on there. I need a drink. There's so much going on here. I don't want to forget anything. It would be so nice to have somebody on the side just writing things down and saying, hey, let's talk about this. I'm sorry, Roulette Tracker. I'm not really sure how it target everyone. How does it target everyone? Are you if you're still here, what do you mean? How does it target? You mean how does this relevant to everybody? Anybody who wants to say, hey, how can we figure out, right? You want to read the Bible. You want to know what's in the Bible. Anybody interested in the Bible and say, well, I'm reading the Bible. I know all about what God said. Well, you also know all about what God created. Well, no, man created that. Oh, yeah? And God created man, and God gave man no words. But what if God just created himself or herself, right? What if I made me all over the place? Spread myself all over the place. You'd create. All one memory, all coming back to my memory. In fact, I'll share my memory with you. You share my memory with him. And we all share our memories together. And everybody on the planet is me. So now repeat after me. Everybody on the planet is me. It means while you're saying it, it's you. Now we need to securitize ourselves because it's all me. I have to protect myself from myself because freedom is extremely dangerous. You can't go out there and just do anything you want because otherwise somebody will get injured. So all of a sudden there's rules and regulations, obligations, the same reason we have rules and regulations in every single game that we play because it's part of where it came from, and that's the creation. Okay, nowadays, who plays 10 minutes above, they can't even win up to 15 or 20 spins. Okay, that's not the subject here, but roulette is part of the story. The point at the top is the micro lens, the scale in and out, micro to macro, like a telescope. Yes, 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 yes. So that's another word, micro, macro, but is that the small part of the word or the larger part of the word? And Mac is also part of DC. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, and the 13th letter is M, and it's acro and icro.
and now C and R come together. I'm just trying to think. Yes, R and O creates 38, so it's gold, it's pliable. They're repeated in both, so it's pliable. M-A-M-A-A-M, 1 through 13, half the alphabet. Micro is 9 through 13 is 9 and 4. That's going to be talking more about Mars to begin with. And me, also meaning in the center. When you're going to create I, it means you have to find where that dot came from. And that dot is going to start to be part of Mars. And the line is going to be part of Earth. In fact, I is part of what is, R is part of what is, R is part of what is Earth, to where inside the head, okay, inside the head of the R is where exists either Mars. I'm gonna have to design this to show you, because you can just remember when you create the letter R, right? Or how about two different kinds of R's? In this R, I have 6. In this R, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 and 1. So right away, I know it's a recreation. Here is 6 and here is 13. This is the size difference. Couldn't I have made an R this way? Have you ever seen an R made this way? Is this the way the R is made? So we have to question how the R is made. This is brick-like. In fact, if I did it that way, we'd have 2 bricks inside of this one above the other one. So I'm still trying to understand where I can go deeper with this. But right now I'm going to put on another shirt, get something to drink, come back and see that I'm not going to be all over the place, because I need things to be finite, not just what I just did with the letter R. You know what I'm saying? And there's more inside the letter R. I just want to do one more thing. The 2 bases is this. It's the dot. It's this or this. This is where Mars comes out. This is where Earth is. When I write the word H, I, right? The letter I. The letter N and the letter Z, you end up with this star box. You want to call it 1111? I don't know. This says this, and then it says this. It seems like the star is boxed in the moon. Yes, in the name of man, Vietnam, in the name of man. Just give me a second. I'm going to come back. I want to slow down, and I want to go back and finish off a few things I did earlier. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I put on the air conditioner, but just give me a minute. They put the air conditioner over my desk. I'm going to put on, ooh, that's a sweater. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm coming back. Very hot. Coming back. Coming back. I'm just looking for a shirt to put on. I'm looking for a shirt. Give me a second. Looking for a shirt. You know I got one somewhere. I got a shirt somewhere. That's a pair of underwear. That's not a shirt. This is that a shirt? I only got long sleeve shirts. Long sleeve shirt. Long sleeve shirt. Okay. I got one. Coming back. Coming back. I'm going to go a little bit slower. Ask me some questions.
Don't hesitate if you want to help out the channel. Okay, I don't need juice. I just need water. Okay. Okay. Let me go over what's written down. I'm going to go back and go over everything. I'm going to show it to you. Corn. Where am I? Looking down on top of the pyramid from above, we fly over the pyramids. We land on the top of the Great Pyramid to scan around the prairie view. So if there's a landing spot on top of the pyramid, you're going to be talking. I mean, for me, this is going to be Earth, right? And you're going to make X marks the spot, because on a dot, the dot has already been made. You don't need to mark the spot with the dot. You're going to have the circle. See what will happen. Let me see if I got my... It's all about rules, laws, regulations. Let me see if I got this here. Just give me a second. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. So you got this, right? So for Mars, I got that. For Earth, I got that, right? So for this, I'm going to have those 4 markings. So since I have 1 marking, right, I'm going to have one marking. Now, when I have 4 markings, I don't really like this pen in here. I wish I had something else. Let me see if I can. Can I put something else in there? Just 1 second. Whoop. Let me make it shorter. It's hard to hold the camera and put the pencil in, eh? No excuses, no excuses. So we're going to go here, put that down here, and we're going to then we're going to go to this one here. Well, I don't know. We're going to go to that one there, and we're going to go to this one here. And then we're going to go to this one here. You get the drift. I'm having a little bit of trouble doing it. Then we're going to have 4 different circles here, and we're going to have 1 single circle here. Now, obviously, in order to create dimension, I need more than 1 cell. So let me finish off with the questions. I'm going to try and catch up. I'm a little bit like all over the place. It's disgusting. Okay, right. Okay, I wasn't sure where you were. Yes. So you have the 3 and the 2 dot from I'm not sure if you're talking about what I did before, 3 dots and 2 dots. I never finished that piece, right? The 3 dots and the 2 dots, because first you have the 1 dot and 2 dots, and then what's left over? 2 dots. I don't think I said very much. Popeye. Vietnam. So if you read that in English, okay, V means life. Nam, okay, or your name, and man backwards. So for me, it says in the life of man, E.T., Earthman, number 25, passage in the T, right over here. And when you reverse this, the V becomes an E.
Now the question is, can we can we reverse something and get into a vowel? Wow, there's so many things that come to mind. Oh my God. What I mean is when we reverse the alphabet, we're going to go from a consonant and we might go into a vowel. But if we remove all the vowels and then we reverse the alphabet, B and Z would now come together.
B and Z would come together. So we would have B2, because we're going to just throw away 1, and we're going to have Z. We're going to have Z 26. So will we keep everything in the same order? Because the thing is, we have A, E, I, O, and U. So am I going to go B, C, D? Am I going to go F, G, H? Am I going to go J, K, L, M, N? Am I going to go P, Q, R, S, T? V, W, X, Y, Z? Is this the way we're going to break this whole thing up? So we're going to get 9 over here. The total over 9 over here. The total over here, 9, 8, and is 21. 1 and 2 is 3. I don't like the way this is so messy. Let me do this. Let me slow down. Do it again. Let me do this again. I like to get it nice and neat. A, E, I, O, and U. In between A and E is B, C, D. In between A and E. In between E and I, in between E and I is F, G, and H. You notice I like to make my G's this way instead of the capital because it's so much easier. Now between I and O, we're going to have J, K, L, M, and N. Now we're going to go between O and U, and then we're going to go between U and A, gold, right? This is where gold comes in. So P, Q, R, S, T, U, P, Q, R, S, T. And then we go U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now when I add up this, 2 plus 3 plus 4, okay, equals to 9. A plus E equals to F6. FGH, 6 and 7 and 8 equals to 21. E and I equals to, did I get this right? 5 and 9 equals to 14. N, 21, 9, 21. Then it becomes 3. JK, 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. So automatically we know, right? 11, 12, 13, and 14. We know right away there's 10 here and there's 50 here. So that's going to equal to 60. Is that correct? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 53, 56, 60. Right. I and O equals to 9 and 15, 24, X. This one over here is the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th letter. Counting 6 all the way through 9, is that not 30? 9, 17, 24, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. This equals to 90. O and U equal, oh, I forgot to just say 9 and 15, 5 and 9, 1 and 5. This equals to 36. There is no 36 letter, but do note this is 5, this is 6, this is 9, this is 6, this is 9, this is 6, this is 3, this is 9. So ironic that 22 plus 23 plus 24 plus 25 plus 26. 2 through 6 equals to 20. 11, 15, 18, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. The moon shows up over here. The moon eye shows up over here. When you add up 1 through 15, 1 through 15 equals to 120. 1 through 20 equals to 210. 15 and 20, the 15th and the 20th. Darts and pull where the bullseye comes in and the 8 ball. The bullseye and the 8 ball come together. 2 and 1 equals to 3. 2 and 1 equals to 3. 1 and 2 equals to 3. So your whole formation becomes now, what is in between 6? It is 9. What is in between 5? It is 3. 2/3 and 1/3. What is with 6? It is 6. What is with 9? It is 9. And what is with just 1 second, between you, let me see this. This should be 4, I think. Equals to 22, 21, and 1. This becomes 6 and 2, 9 and 6, 9 and 5, 1 and 5, 3 and 1. Back to the rotation in the moon for this one over here. I have to figure out what each one is. I'm getting a little tired. Give me a second. So we saw what happened there through those equations. Mars was Mars, yeah, something was recreated. All these pods were recreated according to the words and everything that's going on. The Mayan calendar is 25,920. When you divide that by 3, it becomes 864. Doesn't matter if thousands, millions, whatever. That equals to the diameter of the sun, minutes in a day, and the day of creation times 3. Where do you get that? Well, the day of creation. Day of creation. You were born the day you were born. So we use the terminology day as the 24-hour day. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, the dividing gate of 8 and 6 of the house. The day of birth is also 86,400 seconds. 86 4 times 3 is 25,920. Remember, 2 5 Earth, 9 5 in the EI world, where you are the I within the E in your 9 birth. Let me see if I can show you that inside. When you look at the 9 card, when you look at the 5 card, right? That's the E world. Whoa. This card, right, is still here. The 2 here, the 2 here, and the 1 here. The 2 here, the 2 here, and the 1 here. The 4 corners in the center, 4 corners in the center. The ace, where the ace is relevant, where the 5 is relevant. These are the true stories. We play with this. They give it odds. We follow it like a glove. And yet we still deny. We say, oh my God, look, what a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. You want to believe it is a coincidence? Okay. But in this game, it is what it is. Doesn't matter. Not going to give it a name. Not going to give it no color commentary. It is what it is. That's what it is. Hey, look what I found. That's what it is. That's what I found. Well, you found it because you looked for it. You looked for it. You found it. What were you looking for? I wasn't looking for anything, but you found it. Oh, but it doesn't mean anything because you found it. Well, it's a flower. I ate it. I was hungry. I ate it. It was good. I don't feel sick. Oh, I'm feeling a little sick. I'm not feeling sick anymore. So it was good. I'm not hungry. I got some vitamins out of it. I feel good. The other thing I'm going to get back to is when we started, then I'm going to get back to the gray. When I started, I talked about the A letter. The brace in the center is what's going to give you the H and I. The lines on the outside will give you New Zealand. Also, at the same time, we can now divide it, because the A shouldn't actually be this way unless it was divided to begin with, because we already crossed through a cell. Why didn't we encompass the cell? But we crossed through the cell. So here is one side, and here is the other side, the beginning of the pyramid showing the 2 sides of the cell. And that's how this is created. I'm not sure which way this is supposed to be done, where it shows 4 and 4. Anyways, I didn't want to do it that way, but anyways, okay. And then you have all these divisions inside of it. I can't see. I'm a little tired. So we did the A. So we understand that the A will create H, will create I, will create N, will create Z. The opposite letters of that is this. The pyramid shows the opposite letters, and we end up with initials like New Zealand. And we can see where the crossing comes over here. NATZI. Let's leave that out. The truth is the truth, right? Let me see what I left out. Let me see what I left out. Yes, okay, we're going to go back to the orphan children. What happens is the math over here, with the math with 75, also the word electric, right? And electric also gets, hold on a second, take away 8. Electric also gets 77. The reason for that is process of elimination. And what are we eliminating and why? We have 2 E's. I'm going to take away 1. We have 2 C's. I'm going to take away 1. 5 and 3, electric company, leaves me over with 17, 17 inside the gateway. Elect, try meaning 3. In the house of B.E.T, 27, 37, 47, 50, 55, 65, 77, and now we have matter. We have matter, and we have this word over here, CHRIST. And inside this word over here, we're going to have these two over here. It's going to be CRIS. Why did I take out this? This is part of time heaven. TH only begins here. After you receive your bronze, right, from the combination of tin and copper, which copper looks like gold and tin looks like silver, number 80, fabrication from 88, also known to be Pegasus, and purple. So we have this over here, time heaven, and it begins in first, second. Maybe we'll take a stand on it, but if we're going to take a stand on it, we have to stand on Q. 17, BJ. Where do we get this from? When you play blackjack, they have a note inside the, not the rules and the regulation, but the standard of the odds that you stand on 17. When you stand on 17, what are you standing on? You're standing on creation. When you count the dots around, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 3 is 17. It becomes 17 and 4. Fourth, through Mars, your creation. Earth, creation from Mars. The polar of Earth is Mars. Now you come up, you come to third. It becomes RD, so now you have standard. That's your standard creation. And then you have the last creation is the fourth creation. So when you put it together, you have A, B, C, D. You have first, second, third, fourth equals to 10, J. Now what happens next? You have first, you have second, you have third, RD, and then you have fourth, ETH, Eurethium. You have standard death. We're going to keep this here. Where are we at? Our DNA, our spirit is at the gate. If we have third, then we have bronze. We have 80, we have 88. we now have hot, cold, blue, red, purple. Where does this come from? And we're also at the gate. 6 and 4, 10, 1 plus 0, 1, 1 and 6, 7. We're at another Q gate through 88. We get hot from where? 88 equals to purple. Purple's made up of blue and red. When you have blue and red, you have purple, back to the gate. When you have blue, you usually have cold. And when you have red, you usually have hot. And when you have that, you got 77, and you got the matter of Christ, because the numeric value for 77 is also matter. Note that TER represents earth. When you have 4 on the bottom, on the top, you have a total of 18, because your creation is on the bottom. You're born into the house of the rising sun, 54. 3 times that creation is 54. 4 times 17 into the house of DC. Half of 68 is 34. Born into the divided house. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. This 6 and 8 is what divides this cube. The beginning of the division in the alphabet is right over here. The opposite division is X and W. 23 and 24. In 24, you divide the gate with creation, C, Earth and Mars. DW, Mars 23, 24, Earth cat, sex. In sex, we're wed. So let me read what's going on here. The 20th of November of 73. That's 21. Oof. Okay, let me see what's Mars, war, death. Don't go there. Get out of the skies. It's not a good place for man. The sky is for the birds, not for us. If you write that in capitals, actually you're putting bookends together with B and D, because B, right? D is just two. This is what happens when B and B meet. They become D, and when they come together, it's either like this or through omega, because this part is already created. We can't find the center. We can't get 5 until we cross. I'm not sure if you can understand. Right over here, here, and here. I don't think I said that properly. I'm going to answer the question, what's going on? Are you still here to know what's going on? If you haven't seen one of my 10,000 videos yet, I decipher the alphabet. I see the alphabet, games. For those of you who want to go get a drink, I'm just going to go over what I do. Let me know if you're interested, Joe. Is that it? Hey, Joe Mama, you want to know? So let me have a little of this. I use math to understand the difference of the numbers. I use star system calculation, where the star system comes out from what looks like a star. And in math, what looks like a star is multiplication and addition coming together. In multiplication, you will have 2 lines that cross. This will tell me, okay, the first place you need to have a crossing line in construction, I know it's going to be is right over here. That's your first obligation in crossing lines. In construction, you have to follow the rules. I can't guess down the center. I have to follow the rules. But when I have a dot, I can now use the addition. This is Mars. This is Earth. Earth gets the queen. Why does Earth get the queen? The queen's hat is like this. That's the way the queen's hat is, right? But in actuality, if you take a look at this, once you do that, this is what happens to Mars. It turns on an angle. When this turns on an angle, 1379 is what is apparent in the corners. Using this, and then basing it off of this, that now in the center, on the addition sign, it's not this, it's this. we need to create the addition sign this way on this calculator. We need to turn it. If I'm using a builder's code, I have to go from corner to corner. I just can't guess. If not, I'd be over here, here, or here. So I'd be on one side or the other side. Wow, it's getting hot, and I'm a little bit all over the place. Not happy about that. Now the difference between okay. I was a little okay. Wow. You know what? I feel like I'm treading, and I'm actually going nowhere. I'm not even sure where I was. Everything the alphabet is a skeleton. Games are there to explain the alphabet. In every game, there's rules and regulations. In baseball, in bowling, in darts, in pool, in boxing, the gambling games, roulette, blackjack, every baccarat, craps, every single game. There's a story in every single game. They tell a true story. And you know what's ironic? This is the electric moon. Our moon is fried. It's done. It's over with. This is what the moon, and the moon is time. 35 and 12 equals to 47. The numeric value for time is 47. The numeric value for Jesus is 74. The numeric value for energy is 74. This is going to create what is 3 and 8. 3 and 8 is what is 11 and 22. This is 1/3, and this is 2/3. 1/3 11, 2/3 11. This is where your 3 creation comes in. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 2 and 1, 3. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4, 8. This is going to divide the night and the day. 4 by 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8, equals to the 24 hours. 1/3 and 2/3 complete. 6 and 1 equals to 7 to what is 7 and 8. And that is the dividing gate of the heavens. 7 and 8. 4 times 20. 8 will show up in Mars. 7 will show up in Earth. 8 will show up in the Queen. 7 will show up in the King. Did I get that right? This is Mars. This is Earth. Because is it even? I think I have to figure that one out again. Becomes the cube. I'm just getting a little tired. Anyways, I'm not going to mention things that I can't explain right away. Tiredness. This is the 24 hours a day, and the reason for that is 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 separate this dice cube. 7 and 8 is created from number 17. Number 17 is what creates DC, and it also creates Mars. 3 times 17 equals to the numeric value of 51 Mars. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, right, is what's going to equal to 7 and 8. Over here. 3 by 17, I did that. And that, again, is your Q gate. That's your mirrored gate. That's your polar gate. That's the other side, one side and the other side. I also didn't show this, and I started at the beginning. Wow, I got to slow down. I am terribly all over the place tonight. The opposite of the dice is 1 and 6. I shouldn't do it that way. Is 1 and 6. Now, if you take Rubik's Cube over here and you look at number 1, you will have 8 that go around. So you're going to have 8. If you look at number 6, you're going to have 3 here and 3 here and 3 in the center. So you're going to have 8 and 3. 11 and 22 equals to 33. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 2 and 1 equals to 3. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 2 and 2 equals to 4. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8, equaling to 24. This is how I figured it out. Now, the numeric word for 1 equals to 3 and 4. And if you take a look at the dice, 3 is on one side and 4 is on the other side. Whoop. 3 is on one side, 4 is on the other side without touching the dice. And you can now see it like that. Now, the numeric value for SIX6 is number 52. 3 and 4, 7, 5 and 2, 7, created from 1 and 6, 7. What is missing over here is 4 and 7, time, or 74. Energy, time, Jesus. Maybe I'll leave on a jet plane. That's the first two letters of each word, creating this and this. Inside of this, it creates 28 and 11 equals 39, the numeric value for angels. 39 minus, it equals to 17. And it's ironic that we already know that Earth is 7 and Mars is 6. And in 1776, or the Q gate, right? Look at that. The bookends of 1 and 6 is 77. It is going to be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times, 8 times, 8 and 6, 14, 18, 21, 22, 23, and 1 time, 24, times 74 equals to 1776. Now, this is 222. This, we're going to let, I didn't want to put it there. Okay, this one over here is 296, 444, 592, 888. 8 and 2 is 10, 20, 22, and 6, 28. 7 and 8 is 15, and 13 is 28, and 11 is 39. 2, 4, 8, 13, 21, and 7 is 28. We just did that calculation right over here. 28 and 11 equals to 39. Comes out to the same numeric value over here. So if you want to look at one more thing, we're going to look at this. This word over here is 14. Whoa, 14. No, I'm not. Yes, 14 and 14. 14 for the N, 14 for the EI. Then the N over here equals to 14, and the EI over here equals to 14. So now you have 28 and 28. Now you have S and T. S and T is 19 and 20. You have 39. You have the same thing in this situation over here. 2 and 8 is 10, 1 and 2 is 3, 3 and 9 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 2 and 8 is 10, 1 and 0 is 1, 3 and 9 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. It ends up to be 1, 3, 1. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4, 7. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4, 7. 3, 1, 3 plus 1 plus 3, 4, 5. 1 times 3 times 3, you have 7, 8, 7, or 757 through the heavens pass in the moon. Then when you multiply this again, it equals to 71 and 71. It'll then create 88, and the final number will be 7 and then 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 plus 8 is 16, and 64 creates 80. 80 is for the word bronze. Okay, let me see what I didn't do, and I'm really sorry that I'm like freaking all over the place. I don't like that. $42, 58. That'll create 100. You know, the thing about 42 or 58 is that if we're going to create a center to something, but not a whole, we want to use a number that complements and creates a 10 from the total number. We were given, just 1 second. We were given, hold on a second. Wow. Just 1 second.
I'm just trying to look for something. I just turned off the music for 1 second. I'm just trying to just give me a second here. Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to. I was trying to remember. Just give me a second. Okay. I think I remember. Yes. 147. 147 or 10, 13, and 16. And we have to remember that 13 and 7 are part of the Mayan Sanskrit rotation of numbers. And let me just put this down over here. 6 and 1. Hold on. I think I lost my, just 1 second. Oh, just give me a minute. I lost my my camera spot. Okay, so what happens is 6 and 1 equals to 7. 1 and 3 equals to 4. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. 147. Now we also have 97. 9 plus 7 equals to 16. We also have 88. 8 and 8 equals to 16. We also have 9 and 4 equals to 13. We have 8 and 5 equals to 13. We have 7 and 6 equals to 13. So we have to understand where everything is coming from. Now, what is that? It's right over here. That's our base creation for 1 month, which is February, 96, whereas 4 months is for April, 45, is it 57? Is it 56, 12, 21, 31, 39, 49, 55, 56. And then we have the July, which is a 10, 31, 43, 53, 63. I think July is the house. So we end up with 6, 2, 5. Queen, Earth, student. I just leave that on. So we have 7 months of 31 days. We have 4 months of 30 days, and we have the 1 month of February, in which on the 45th day of the year, or the fox pass in the sun, the day of love, which there is 3, 2, 1 base creation remaining, 45 and 321 days, and that's your year. That's Valentine's Day, and Valentine's equals 102, and the numeric value 102 is also going to reflect for the moon, 210. 210, 201 is going to reflect for the moon. So that's how we get these numbers, these numbers over here. And how do we get 10, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, and 5 and 5? And that's how we get our 10. Now, not only that, but now we have all the opposite numbers, because all the opposite numbers to this is 3, 6, and 9. This will all equal to 10, 10, 10. And this will now equal to what is the Federation of Mars. And we're running by its cycle. Well, how do I get that? Because it's a Roman numeral and it equals to 1,000. And when I multiply it, it equals to 1,000. When I add it, I get the 30 days of creation, but there's only 4 months of 30 days of creation. So now it's relevant to Mars, where Mars created the free flow and the wolf, because that's the numeric value. Both 3, 7, flow, and wolf is this number over here. It will then create the numeric value for home, for king, and it'll build up to the IT system in the sun. Where else am I with this? Yes. So you have that 147. So what about
something else. Well, you have 3, you have 9, okay, and over here you have 6. Look at that. I had 1 and 9, now I have 1 and 3. Well, I'm not finished yet. I have 1, 4, 7, right? And now I have 6, 3, and 9. Are all these the same? No, they're not. 7 and 6 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 4 and 9 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 1 and 3 is 4. 1 and 6 is 7, 3 and 4 is 7, 9 and 7 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. So I have 16 and 7 is 23 and 7, I have 30. I have 13 and 13 is 26 and 4, I got 30. I got 10, 20, and I got 30 in all of them. But each one is going to give me a different mathematical equation telling me a different story. 364, 64 and 12 is 76. Now this one give me 1,030, 1030. 6 and 4 is 10, and 3 is 13. 7 and 6 is 13, and the other one is 13. It works out absolutely perfect, the 4, 4, 4. It's absolutely, everything was made absolutely perfect, because before it became what it is, it was first created. And through the creation, everything was now subject to follow in suit. The calculator, Rubik's Cube, the dice cube, the deck of cards, magic tricks that are mathematically equationable, and so on. Let me see where I am, if there's any comments in here. Yeah. You know what? Just because you mentioned bus, and I don't know if you guys are talking with my story or not, but the bus, oh no, that's way out. Okay, yes. Sorry about that. Ironic, another word. Ironic is a division of a circle. Inside of it, there's a division of a circle. The sky inside the house. I get sky from 9 and 3. I get that from our base creation, because your base creation is you need to have 3. It's either 3 and 9 or it's 4 and 9. That's your bottom line creation. And I skipped over a lot of stuff tonight. You see, we have to, if we put this in a program, I can show the program what to do, and the program will be way, way, way faster than me and come out with a lot more precise explanatory results, and possibly the artwork as well, because we know exactly what is going on. We know the word. We understand that the alphabet is a skeleton. I looked up yesterday that this alphabet, I think it's the last alphabet to connect everything together. God was not stupid, if you want to call it God or the creator. It's not individualized. This is not the ego. And by individualizing and saying, well, it's my religion and my religion, that's ego. You have to get away from that, because it's not. It was made for the entire world to figure out. We're all together in this. So it's everything. So they made a final result, and I don't want to say that it's the English language, because there's pieces and parts in every single language that lead up that I can do it in the English language. But I take pieces and parts from all existence, not just one, and it's not just me. It's all of us. We do not survive if we keep passing on to let everybody else to do our work when we can get it done ourselves. Once we know the reality and the truth of what's going on, you will understand, and all that scaredness that's inside of us. But there's something wrong. Our bodies are no longer the way we were born to be. They are not. We get nervous for no reason. People don't mind their own business. They take your positive and turn it into a negative. Then you have a reaction, and the reaction is, how come you did that? And because they psychologically don't understand exactly how you're explaining it to them, maybe you're not explaining it properly, they get mad at you. Now nobody's talking. Again, the ego gets in the way. Miscommunication. So what I'm doing is not just, it's everything. It all comes together. You were in a Yusuf. Is that abusive or uses? So now we have to understand everything that goes along with AB, right? 33, 33, and 33 in French is actually, that's the last number in French. 33 is the end in French. Imagine this, 69 and 31, again, back to the numeric value that creates electric company in the moon through man's bar mitzvah. 31 and 69 equals to 100 equals to 1. But it doesn't bring each category into its full formation. 69. We need 41 to create 1, 1. 6 and 4, 10. 9 and 1, 10. 9 and 4, 13. 6 and 1, 7. 7 come 11 to the creation of 4. See that 4 come over here? 7. The Mayan calendar is set up this way. 7 by 13 equals to 91. The average of 91 is 7. There are 13 cards and 4 suits in the deck of cards. So you would have 4 by 13 or 3 by, did I get that right? 3 by 15, 14, 13. 3, no, hold on a second. Wow. The numeric value for Earth is 52. In order to do it here before creation, it can't be created. So we only need to become close. 3 by 17 plus 1. 3 times 18 minus 2. That's how we get to this number. Always going to be like that. Now you want to do it on the reverse side. It'll be 4 by 13. Did I get? Yeah, that's right. I did 4 by 13 equals to 52. Right. I did that already. And then I need 4 times. You see, it's exactly right on. There's no in between for it. With the 3, it's the in between. But with the 4, there's only one direct hit with this one over here. Because we have to always use 3 and 4. That's the formation. That's the formation of this, and of this. 3 and 4. It's always 3 and 4. 3.5 is the center of this. 3.5 or 35 to 1 is the payout in roulette. 3.5 times 8 is the 28-day cycle. We also have to note that when we have these cubes, we have 21 dots on every single cube. When you have 21 dots, times 4 equals to 84, which is 3 times 28 equals to 84, and that's 3 moons come out of 4 cubes. How many different kinds of moons are in the sky? Did you know that the name of the Mars moons are Phobos and Deimos? Whoop. These are the names of the moons. Phobia and Demons, just ironic, or day for cube. USB. So this is what we have, but it doesn't work that way. What it works is we have 7 and 14, and then we have 7 equals to 28. Then we have 14 left over. 7 and 14, 6 and 1. So we get 7 is the pull, 14 is the ring, because we need the 4 ways around. So now we're going to continue on with this. We have this cube is over like this. The cube ends over here on 14. We have 2 cubes. Here's the first cube. Here's the second cube. When the second cube ends, we have 42, but we're in the middle of a moon cycle. So now we're going to add on the next one. In order to get to the next one, should we start off with 7 or we start off with 14? Here we have 7 and 14, 21, 28. We have 14. We start off with 14 in this one. On the second moon, we start off with 14. On the first moon, we can also start off with 14. 1 and 4 is 5. No matter what we start off with the first one, the second one will always be 7. So if we start off with 7 or 14, and don't forget 1 and 4 equals to 5, electric company, and back to the numeric value for the moon moving, the oceans moving time. So we add it on over here, we end up with 28, and there's a leftover of 7. So now we have 28. Hold on. We have 21, and 21 is 42. And now we start off with the third cube. Right over here is the third cube. Let me see. 7, 14, 7, 14, 14, 21, 21, 21. So now we have 63. I have a total of 1, 2, 3. 21, 42, 63. I'm in the middle of a moon cycle. It doesn't matter what I start with, because when I'm done, it's going to equal to 84. I'm going to have 4 cubes, and I'm going to result in 3 moons. So if you want to look at this a different way, 4 equals to balls, 3 equals to strikes. We're going to use this one as Earth, 7. We're going to use this one for Mars, 6. 6 and 4. 1.5 times 4 equals to 6. Another numeric value that goes with this. And also in the game of blackjack, 21. Is right. Sorry about that. That was it. 64, 64. Also 0 is 64. I hope you understood this. 7 and 4 also can be 7 and 5 or 7 and 4. Moon, time, energy. If you multiply it and add it, it becomes K11I9. So that's what the moon was made to do, according to the numbers. And I'm a little blown out. I was all over the place tonight. I'm tired. I'm blown. I'm blown. There's I don't know if anybody understood anything. I know I was all over the place, but the entire zodiac that we live is like a pinball. Okay. And what I believe happened is the moon is in a certain area when you're born. So your pathway or your network service, your IP address, because when you pass on, when you pass away, they leave with you your RIP, rest in peace. When you get your internet, it's your IP address. So everything to do with INP. And INP is 9 and 7, which is birth in the gateway. It is also male and female and born into the sun and the moon. First of all, to create 9, you need 5 and 4 and 3 and 6 on the cube. Number 1. To create 9, you need 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5. To understand another thing about 9, it equals to numeric value 42, and it's 42 red. The reverse of this is 5, and it equals to 42 as 20 and 22. 22 saying ape, go. Go is for green. Green is for 49. Green is for 49. 8 is also for 49, and it's green go on the 6th day. It becomes the 649 day of creation. So when we get this, we now have 7, right? 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to 4 equals to 5. 5 and 4 equals to 9. To get number 7, you have 1 and 6 right to the cube. 2 and 5, 3 and 4 equals to 7. And to get that, you have 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 3 equals to 4. Note that the 13th and the 14th letter divide the alphabet. Note that this becomes the female, and this becomes the male. This is the sun, and this is the moon. This will create 5 and 4, 20 and 9. It will create 18 and 11, 29. This one over here will be 3 and 4 equals to 12 and 7, equals to 3 and 7, equals to 10, equals to 11. So I guess when you're talking about blackjack and 3 cubes, when you have 3 cubes, the division of these 3 cubes is 10 and 11. The female passage through the gate. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4, 7. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. So now you have 9 and 7. So now I go ahead and I look for this over here. Okay, we go over here, we take a look, and there's nothing. There's nothing. The letters only start on 2. So I'm going to go over here. ATM machine. Let me see if I can find an ATM machine. Oh yeah, we got some ATMs. Let me see. Show me the keyboard of the ATM machine. There it is. See that keyboard? PRSWXY. 34, 44, 53, 24, 47, 57, 67, 72. 53 and 72. 53 PRS 7, 9 is WXY. You note that when you look at the phone, you have 4 letters and 4 letters. The Q and the Z are missing. The Q and the Z have gone missing. The 17th letter and the 26th letter equals to 43. 88. 1 times 7 is 7. 2 times 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 3 is 10. 1 and 2 is 1. It becomes another gateway. They removed it from here. It's now 53 and 72. And it's ironic that I already used these numbers already. $55. It will eventually create 35, right? When it creates 35, right? 35. Did you see what we just did? It'll create 35. It'll create 35. Back to that number over here. 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 equals to what is 25, and 10 equals to 35. 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 and 2 equals to 7. We get another gateway, another Q gate. Every time you get a Q gate, you also get the polar side, A, B, C, D. So this is the basis for these numbers, but it's not done yet, but we're going to end this video because there's more in there than just that. I'm just pooped. Wild Style Vlogs only just found you. You found, lost and found. If something was lost and something was found, if you weren't looking or you just bumped into who it is. So everything somebody says is going to actually say something more. I'm just too tired to be able to get into certain things. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. 222K. What is you're at 222K, 222,000, or is that, yes, no. You're talking about subscribers. There's 2,227 subscribers, if that's what it means. Bits and bolts and nuts and bolts, screws as well. A screw is individualized, as a nut must go with a bolt. Yes, a lot of things. Satan, Saturn, Gabriel, GA, something to do. Anyways, Brie. Brie. I'm just not trying to think. When you think of the goat and you think of the cow, there's a big difference. The cow jumped over the moon. I don't look at it that way. I say that the jumping part is jumper cables, and the cow is plugging up to the jumper cables, and it was plugging up with Mars. A cow has 4 nipples, and a goat only has 2 nipples. So was it 2 nipples connecting to 4 nipples, or how did they bypass 4 nipples into 2 nipples? That's the way I would look at that. People are not nice because they're all out for themselves and they don't even know it. We don't even know it. Things have been taken advantage of so much, and everybody seems to, for those, some people, I have one very close to me that always wants to teach me because I'm not smart enough. Imagine if I spent all my time in the house cooking. How would I know anything outside? So I do a little bit of everything. I do some things very good, not everything. I sometimes go too fast and I break things. I laugh at it. The cost is on me. Hopefully I can afford it. Hopefully I don't break anything other than a piece of paper. And just to note, how many sides does that piece of paper have? Forget about the crinkles. Everybody knows that this has 6 sides. A piece of paper has 6 sides. They have this side over here, this little teeny side. You need a lot of them before it gets thick. You have this side, you have 4 sides, and then you have the front and the back. So the front and the back of 2 sides take up what makes the 4 sides. The other thing is in baseball, I spoke about this again. The 4 balls, the 4 sides, but we can't go to the 4 and the 2 because in baseball, it's 4 balls and 3 strikes, and it's never going to happen at the same time. In fact, every time you throw a strike, you're actually throwing a ball. So when you get a strike, it's a ball strike. When you get a ball, it's a ball because you're throwing the ball. So you have to say ball, and it's a ball. He throws the pitch, but oh my God, now it's a pitch. So does the pitch mean he's standing up on the mound and he's throwing it down? So is that the pitch? Or is a pitch a set of words that we use? Just pitch me the story, pitch me the ball. It was a fastball, but I didn't see. It was just a regular ball. It didn't look any different to me. This is a fast cube or a slow cube. So if it's fast, it's not slow. So the minute we mention one word, certain words have opposites. Other ones don't have the exact opposites, like curve. If it's a curve or it's not a curve, it has no curves. You're a slow learner. I'm still learning, and it's 20 years I'm here. If that -2 and +1, we multiply something to bring it. Okay, that's another thing I want to go over. Imagine we want to get a number. I don't know what the number is, and we want to divide it by 3 or by 4, and I don't want to fall on the number. If I multiply it by 4 and don't fall on the number, it's either going to be missing by 1, by 2, or by 3, minus or plus. If I multiply something by 3, I want to fall and not fall on the number. It's going to be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Those are the obligations, and that is when it's a child. 1 and 2 becomes the female child. 1 and 3 becomes the male child. 1 and 2 becomes 3 for the strike. 1 and 3 becomes 4 for the balls. The reason for that is when you have the bar mitzvah, the following of the moon, you finished those 13 years. You become the man at 14 years. You become the man in the sun. When the female has the bat mitzvah, she finished her 12 years. She becomes the woman in the moon, and now she can have the moon men cycle, the menstrual cycle. I believe that, yes, that he or she is on the way. 14 rings, 7 pull. You know, it's just like when you're welding, okay? What, like if you're taking 2 pipes and welding them together, what are you going to do with those pipes? You're not going to take a round pipe this way and put it here and a round pipe here, and then no, you can put an elbow to go this way and that way, but if you don't have the third part, you're going to slice each pipe on an angle, okay, and then you're going to butt them together, and that would be the queen. I think the queen and Mars are the things that get butted. um, and things that get butted, we have to talk about the ram now, because the ram is known to butt things. Um, Here's a good one. So go ahead. Um, it doesn't mean anything to me. You don't know what I'm doing. Are you interested? Are you still here? Do you want to know what I do? Do you care what I do? Or that's what it is. This is a script. This is a script for a movie. This is about arts and entertainments. This is about finding all the missing pieces. Missing pieces, or pieces that I find that weren't missing before. In fact, they probably didn't even exist in a question before, but now I was able to create something that will make them become a question. So you can see what kind of people are out here, right? And the more someone would be recognized, the more I would probably see like this, right? The more you're recognized, the more this starts showing up. But that's okay, because it is what it is. Um, and I'm not going to block them, because I don't like to do that unless it interfered with too many of the questions. You know, if there's just too much interference on it, but there's not. Math patterns in birds and fish. First of all, what are the questions? You can start with the word bird, where B and D are the bookends. It's 4 letters. FISH is 4 letters. 6 and 9 is rotation in fish. The 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 starts with F and I. And the reverse alphabet in the house of B E T is S and H. I don't know what it means yet, but I'm way too tired to even think. I want to thank everybody for being here. I was totally upside down today. Um, Let me just mark this down. $27 and 4 and 27. Well, in bird, you have third, right? So you have bronze. In fish, you have 15 and 27, 42. That's ironic. Check this out. I don't think I locked my door. 8 and 19 is 27, and 9 is 36, and 6 is 42. Dividing the house in the sun. 2 and 27, 2 and 9, 11, and 18. 29 and 4, 33. 6 and 9, division in the sun. 4 times 2, this one becomes, this is, if I want to do just a 4 times 2 for 8, or 80, 420, right? This one will return into 8. This one will return into 8. This one will go into 6. Dividing the house between the bird and the fish. This will be 6 and 9. This will be 8 and 6. See these two coming together? You remember the other one that came together? It was 17 and 27. This is where Earth comes in, and this is where Mars comes in, the bird and the fish. Here's your 6 and 8. Here's your 6 and 9 rotation through 33. 9 and 8. the high birth, 3 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3. In the heavens we are born, bird. To the divided house of DC, cat, 5 and 9. This is your rotation of 69, the yin and the yang. That looks like a number 9. That looks like a number 6, but now it looks like the percentage. So when you finish off the art, we see this. And then once you do that, you only have 3 major lines of the hexagon. Once you get the 3 major lines of the hexagon, your last line or your queen line connect, or your 8th, is right over here. 6 and 8. At the same time, we end up doing that. And then you have the passage of 69 in the sun, right? This is your percentage sign. This is your key. 6, and then to connect the 2 areas, it's 8. One little small thing is everybody knows how to make a heart, right? This is a square heart. So when you put 2 square hearts together, it creates this. Notice that I did not touch the center over here, or over here, or over here. These are 3 empty spaces. I only created these 3 and these 3, accompanying that one. 3, 1, 3. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I still don't understand that. What math pattern in birds and fish, and not so nutty after all. The bird is a word heard, but the bird is Tweety bird, because that's the bird we know. The third bird is, I did that once welding the fan blade. Yes, I read that. You're welcome, Tammy. Oh, a wishbone. Yes. Just give me a minute. Oh boy. What would God do? We are exactly. We are. Who are we? I am. Is it I am or we are? I mean, remember, I'm talking out loud. So I'm going to just put we are without the spelling of the A-R-E. I just put it backwards. I put R-A-E, so like for Ray, we are Ray, like we are Ray. R backwards is sort of like Ray, meaning and the ray of the sun. We is 23 and 5, 28. It can also be me and we if we flipped it over. E backwards would be 3. Upside down it would be W or an M. Who are we? Me is me. Me is I. And inside who are we? Inside R is I, because R is in the I family. It's in the family of the sun. And R is for number 12, because when you write it together as a child, and when I was a child, and a lot of people, they usually say write an R like this, and it looks like a 12. And AE and R comes in because we are of the angel of the E worlds. We are brought into here. And the only reason we have life and we think we're alive and we're going to die is because we just lose these things. Because it's through these holes
and through our feelings that it vibrates, that we become what we think is alive. But we're only alive through the air we breathe, because it's been said since the beginning, slap my ass, my ass, and give me the division of 55. Because when you're writing on square paper, 5 and 5, it's S and S. So when you're dividing everything in the house of DC, you need the letter A. A is the division, is your high division, is your window division of Mars. Now I'm just talking like that without writing, but I can show you it in writing. I showed you at the beginning of this video, and I'm convinced. PL, peace and love, number 28. P is the half-life, L is the E world. LO, your low love, your low division. That's funny. Okay, yeah. Like either you're living below or inside the triangle or below that triangle, because depending on how, I just want to go take a look at my artwork. When you create this, right? Oh, I got it in. I threw it over my head. I got it in the garbage. See, you can be living here or here, high or low, right? Now, my question is, should we be doing this? And then we're living right over here. And then there's these two ends over here. Like that. And then we can also, once it's done like that, we can make the box. And anyways, I can't even explain this because this is just a vision. The V can come over here and we live between the V. Tired, too tired, too tired, too tired. And R, rest and relaxation. R is the 18th letter. It's the 180 degrees. It's the completion. Popeye, whale, DCA. Exactly. I like that. P1, Poo2. Exactly. Wow, that's an old one I haven't been working with. So now that you say that, you see the individuality, because 1 and 2 don't mix. 1 is 1 and 2 is 2. They just don't mix. But you can have 2 and 2, 2 and 2. You can have 2 and 2, the same way it's done over here. When you have 5 and 2 Earth, what's missing in here is 74. Jesus, energy, time. The opposite side of 74 of Jesus, energy, time is Jesus, energy, time. All sevens will repeat. When you have 6 and 1 together, this is going to be 83, 3 and 8. 3 and 8. Man on the moon, right here. Right here, man on the moon. That's the answer. Ask me why. The reason for that is 1, 2, 3. The reason for that is 1, 2, 3. The reason for that is 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if I go to my toes, I got 5, 10, 11, 12, 10 toes, 11, 12, 13. I got 10 toes in this hand is 15, 16, 17, 18. 13 and 18 is 31, and 11 is 42. So everything we have is the story and the truth. So we're going to go to our last 7. In our last 7, we're going to have 65. Now, 65 is your 11 to our 65, 11, 11. 2 and 2, our 8th creation for Gringo. 555,
50. Yes, the last thing, and I've already done this, but I know there's somebody here hasn't seen it yet. That moon electric and the cycles of the moon for 13 moons a year, right? When you multiply this by this, you end up with this answer. You want to bring it to the seventh gate? Actually, you want to bring it to the seventh gate, you'll end up with this. This will be 35 and 12 equals to 47, the numeric value for time. So this is what happened. And the year that this happened is 2015. And next month, in 2 weeks from now, we will be entering into this Hebrew year, which is 1928. And it brings out these words, Rotas, Sator, Rotas, Sator, Tenet. Opera. 39, 40, 50, 60, 70, 3. 31, 41, 50, 5. 20, 40, 50, 64, 55, 73. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. The movie that just came out is talking about that. Then when you do this, I don't know, my foot feels like it's sticky for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's jam. So yeah, when you do this and this and this and this and create the star, well, this one becomes this. These two is 19 and 18 is 37 and 37 is 74. 74 and 14, 88, all connected. 16 and 18 is 34 and 34 is 68 and 14 is 72. 6 and 8 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5 and 5. You know, when I'm doing this, I don't know if it's because of memory or because I see my pattern of what's going on. And it's like I'm reading something. It's like I'm reading a script. But there's so much I can't see. Yes. So Arpo Seder can't quite get the last two. Opera, Tenet. And then this is backwards. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and then Tenet. Like the movie Tenet. So all these are telling a story. This one over here will be manufactured and end up to be number 7. This one over here will be 5, 10, 15. Let me see. Did I get that? 2, 7, 7 and 7 is 14 and 5. Did I get that right? No. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do 7 times 3, 7 plus 3 is 31 equals to 4. 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 equals to 25 and 10, 35 equals to 8. I'm just trying to see what it is because 8 is a completion in the heavens. You're going to always take one of these numbers and then calculate the other two. Let's say we're at the gate. We're at the gate of the birth of the sun. We're at the gate of the half-life. We're at the gate of Pluto. And it's because of, if I have 5, I'm going to use 4. If I have 5, I'm going to use 4. If I have 5, I'm going to use 4. If I have 5, I'm going to use 4. If I have 5, I'm always going to use 4 of 5. Then I'm going to use 3 of 5. Then I'm going to use 3 of 5. And I'm going to use all the combinations. You have all the sticks. You play games. You play Scrabble. You don't always put out all the numbers, all the letters in Scrabble. Put out the letters you need. And then you collect more letters. Well, it's the same thing in this. All my rules and regulations come from games. So I do the same thing. If I have 5 sticks, I'm going to use 4. Or I'm going to use 3. Or I'm going to use 2. And if I have used 3, if I have 5 sticks and I use 3, there's 2 left over. So those 2 will do one thing. These 3 will do something else. You just don't throw it away. Everything
We are the children of the Creator. So 1928, we are in the year 5784.
And if you take a look, we're inside the sun right now. We're in the gateway in the sun in this year. It took 8 years to get here. The same thing as the game of pool from 2015. And this number over here, right? 1 and 5 on one side of the dice, 2 and 6 on the other. This is also saying location becomes 36. Location is in the sun in the house of B.E.T. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. We got to use the math. So did you get what's going on here? No, it's rotas. Rotas. No, it's O. It's O. It's O. It's O. And the next thing to this, right, is 2, 4, 7, 7 is 14, and 5 becomes 19. 1, 19, 1, 10, 15, 22, and 6, 28. And this one becomes 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 1, 19. 19 and 18, 47. Where is this? Adding it up to a single digit, adding this one up to a single digit. So we get all the 10s. Is there a 10 missing? Number 37 is missing, but we have that number over here. So we have 19, 28, 37, 46, 55, 64, 73, 82. Is 82 in here? Oh, we have the 28 in here. O, and in opera, if you take a look at it, it says O per A. 1 O per A. And it also says ape row. Row is noted to be eggs. 22 and 33. 22 for ape. Row is 33. Oh, did I get that 55? Yes. Yes, we got that over here. So there's an explanation
In everything. There's always an explanation. Anyways, Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Don't hesitate if you want to help out this channel. Don't hesitate in whichever way. One of the greatest ways is download the videos, save these videos. I never know if they're ever going to take these all down. You want to set up a library for me, whatever else. You want to promote the videos. You want to send them out monetarily. I don't care what it is. I really, really believe that what we are all doing together right now is part of history, because I don't know anybody doing all of this, because everybody just keeps saying, oh, I can do that. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. Nothing means anything. When your science is a failure, science is a failure more than 99 out of 100. Because the one time you do succeed, you stop right there. You don't succeed until you succeed, and then you move on to make it better, faster, bigger, whatever it is. I don't even know what to do, so I'm going to do this. Oh, I just like somebody just drive a car up over here, pick me up, and whisk me off to some forest. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say, oh my God. A couple of years ago, like I was saying, oh my God, yeah. You know what? Anyways, I don't want to get into this. Just remember, there's something coming out for those of you who don't know. I'm not going to say this. This is a word. This is a word. Okay, let me see. Now, just read these letters here. Okay, within the next year, you're going to start to hear about these words. It's not true. It's not true. This is the next promotion coming up.
Okay. I've already seen news bulletins out there. Okay. Yes, Rolls Royce. Absolutely. You said Royal Royce. There's also Rolls Royce. Okay. Let's stop me. Stop me. That's it. Night's over. Thank you very much. I can't go on. I can't go on. We have to understand again sizes. I just started working. I'm just going to show you this one little piece. This is part of Allison Gray's letters, right? And there's other ways we can put letters, the F and F face to face. The F and F reverted from each other, what it does over here. And we got to keep doing more letters to understand what the formation is in the skeleton alphabet. Raphael, gently down the stream. Thank you for watching this video.